good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP. I apologize for not getting out of SITREP yesterday afternoon, but after accelerated retirement, ran out to the airport and jumped in an L39 with another L39, and we went out and did some airshow practice. Fort Lauderdale Airshow is this weekend, so helped a buddy out getting ready for his routine, and then it was a good time. But I'm actually heading up to Michigan tomorrow to give a keynote to the Whirlpool Veterans Association. So really looking forward to heading up to Michigan tomorrow. So we're not going to have a solo Friday, kind of an Amazon Friday. We're doing that this afternoon. Busy afternoon. We have Analyze Your Trade and our debrief at 1 o'clock. And then right after that at 2 o'clock is going to be the solo Friday, which is actually solo Amazon. So a lot going on. Having a great time, and guess what, folks? Told you this was going to happen. Broken clock is right twice a day. The VIX is up right now. The volatility index is up 5%. Here we go, man. I said something is going to happen in the next month to freak this market out, and I was a little wrong. It took, a little over a month, so I was wrong. A little over a month. As soon as we get a little over a month, the thing pops here. A lot of reasons why the volatility index is popping right now. First of all, just take a look at the damn chart, folks. This is massively overbought. Massive overbought. We are way extended over our ski tips. This rally, I know of no one who's deploying more capital up here at record highs. This just makes no sense. But let's talk strategically about what's going on. Today, May 2nd, is when the 8 countries that Donald Trump gave an exemption to continue getting oil from Iran take effect, and now nobody is supposed to get oil from Iran. And of course, it's not going to happen. China, India, Turkey, who aren't our allies, even though Turkey is supposed to be in NATO, it's turning into a radical Islamic country, which we might be fighting one day, another story. But Iran said, hey, you cut off our oil, we're going to cut off the Strait of Hormuz, which the United States has said would be an act of war. So here we go. Not good stuff over there. So oil actually is down today, which is interesting. You'd think it would be up, as today is legally the day where we're going after anybody who gets oil from Iran. But this is going to come to a head, folks. What's going to happen? Iran's just not going to export oil ever again to anybody. This is going to come to a head militarily, in my opinion. So stocks tumbled mid-afternoon, man. I was doing my intelligence gathering, and guess what happened? Well, somebody overseas, it's called Outlook India, citing the Press Trust of India, claiming that trade talks between the United States and China have hit an impasse. A couple days ago, beginning of the week, Mick Mulvaney, said what? We're not going to do a deal with China if it's not great. These folks literally look like the gang that can't shoot straight. I would have preferred it was like the Mueller investigation. I'm not even going to talk through that shit show with Barr yesterday and what's going on today. But not a leak, right, from Mueller. Dude was quiet. These negotiations should have been absolutely quiet. And I get there's some public posturing that needs to be done in the media and both sides. Now they look like idiots. Trump, Mnuchin, Wilbur Ross, Larry Kudlow, Ambassador Lighthizer. Who am I missing? There's like 2 other dudes involved in these negotiations. So half the clown car is saying everything's looking great, and the other half saying, nah, we're going to walk away because it's not great. Which one is it, folks? I mean, if I'm confused, the Chinese delegation has to be even more confused. So Mnuchin earlier in the week, hey, we're going to be done by the end of next week. Everything's great. Mulvaney, yeah, we're going to walk away. Things aren't looking good. So stocks are imploding on that news, but they're also imploding on what? Jerome Powell yesterday, the press conference. I had to listen to it in the car on the way to the airport. But hey, man, I'm comfortable leaving rates. He didn't do anything. He more or less said things are okay. And what happened today? All the market drunks that are smoking the hopium are pissed, right? Look at Donald Trump today, sounding again like a complete moron, saying the Fed needs to cut interest rates by a full %. Dude, the economy is smoking. GDP print last week at 3.2%. We got a jobs report tomorrow. Obviously, what's the forecast again? The forecast is 181. And what do we get on ADP on Wednesday? We got it was also forecast to be 181. We got 275. It was a blowout jobs number on Wednesday. So the president's squawking at the Fed to make this economy smoke even hotter. Then we get into all sorts of hyperinflation and leave the Fed alone, Mr. President. Just leave the dude. Enough. We don't need to cut interest rates. I think Jerome Powell did a great job yesterday of just saying, "Hey, I'm comfortable where we are." And the market drunks like Trump, who pays attention to the market almost as much as I do throughout the day, cares. He just wants to pump it up. He knows he's coming into an election, and he needs a blistering stock market. All right. So that's what happens. The Fed is remaining patient on rates, and that's an interesting word that they to use. So Amazon, well, almost everything's given a little bit back right now. We're going to talk about Amazon, obviously, at 3 o'clock today in our solo Amazon service. Earlier in the week, I looked to sell a 1950 call, which was a nice little short call there. Let me open this up. Nope, that's our Raytheon. Where's my Amazon? There it is. So Amazon. So here's an example of selling some short calls. So on Monday, I sold these Friday 1950 calls. That brings in $1,300, man. $1,300 potentially a week times 52 weeks. That's some good living. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. Obviously, the net synthetic stock position is down overall, but I mean, guys, this is if you loved Amazon last week at almost 2,000 again, you absolutely have to be in love with it down here, below 1,900. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about this at 3 o'clock in our solo Friday brief, our second one, and really, I mean, things are great with Amazon. The one-day Prime delivery, the potential Pentagon contract coming up. We saw Alphabet's profits or actually miss this week. They're bad earnings, Google's earnings, and analysts asking, hey, where's all the advertising revenue going? It's going to Amazon, folks. I've been briefing on it that things are looking great at Amazon, and it's only going to get better. So I'd use this pullback at Amazon to add and we're going to talk about maybe even a bull put spread on Amazon out to next week. Now, I've also said a lot lately that we needed to get long volatility when we see the whites of their eyes, meaning, hey, man, when this thing starts, because once volatility spikes, it usually becomes a circular firing squad and can spike a lot more, right? Take a look back here at when Jerome Powell said, hey, we're going to start raising interest rates, and the market went full freak mode. And then when he stopped saying he's going to raise rates, we actually calmed down. So this is interesting. The market pulling back on potential impasse in the China trade. I briefed all my members on this weeks ago. I said the president pounding Jerome Powell to cut rates and do more QE, quantitative easing. That's his put. That's the Trump put in case they do walk away from a trade deal. The president, he walked away from Cream of Sim Young guy in Vietnam. The dude was stuck there for another 3 days because his top secret train, was on his schedule. He became a tourist in Vietnam when Trump got up from the table and said no. So the Chinese definitely don't want President Xi flying all the way over here to Mar-a-Lago only for the president, to get up and walk out and go play golf. So that's not going to happen. So I don't know, man. We have got to get long volatility at this point, and we're going to talk about that at 1 o'clock. Okay, speaking of that, I got to go get ready for 1 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. No Friday market wrap-up tomorrow because I'll be on a plane up to South Bend, Indiana, and then driving up to Michigan. So have a great Friday, a great weekend. Have a good air show down here in Fort Lauderdale, and I'll see you for Monday's Market Outlook. God bless.